We're live with another episode of the VUCA Fit podcast. Kevin Oldham and Jose here. Jose's wearing a VUCA Fit or VUCA Eft shirt, which makes me pretty happy because we're going to talk about things that are have nothing to do with being fit or Eft. We're going to talk about luck or lack of luck. There's good luck and there's bad luck. I mean, we talked. You know, it's funny when we determined we were going to talk about luck. My mind automatically went to good luck. Where did your mind go?
Well, it does go to good luck opportunities. Yeah, definitely not bad luck.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't go from bad luck. I guess we create both. We create good luck and we create bad luck.
Yeah. It's pretty wild how I didn't even think about the word bad luck until I was doing our intro, and I'm like, well, hold on, there's bad luck. If we're going to talk about good luck today, we should probably also bring into the conversation the antagonist, Mr. Bad Luck.
They probably follow.
Well, let's talk about good luck, dude. Let's talk about that.
They probably fall under the same principle because, you know, the reason I thought about this was because I was talking to somebody who was kind of irritated by people saying you're just lucky. You just, you know, you have good luck. And she was like, she gets mad. She's like, I get mad when people tell me I'm lucky because they don't see the amount of work that I put in. And the bottom line was she creates her luck. Like I create my luck. Mm-hmm. And I think most of us that get lucky or have had good luck, like you were telling me, you know, you got good luck just recently. It's because you positioned yourself for it. And you said before we connected that you wanted to talk about waves. And the reason I said let's talk about luck is because to me, catching waves, catching luck are very similar. It's like, you got to position yourself to catch a wave. You got to be able to see it, be able to understand the wave, what you're doing, and then you got to know how to surf it. You got to know how to ride it. You got to ride it all the way. But you got to be in the ocean. You got to position yourself. You got to be in the right place. You got to have the right ability so that you can ride the waves. And to me, luck is the same. You got to have the ability. You got to position yourself. You got to be able to identify it, and when you identify it, you got to be able to catch it, and then you got to be able to ride it, and you got to also understand that it's only going to take you as far as that wave, as that opportunity, as that luck goes, and then you got to go reposition yourself again, swim back out, and do it again. Mm-hmm. And that's the game.
And you can't get lucky, and you can't catch a wave if you're hanging out on the couch.
No.
You know, we talk about being in the game, the infinite game.
Yes.
Right? Or could you? Could you catch the wave while you're hanging out on the couch?
Some people get lucky, like out of the blue, like somebody wins the lottery. Like
the lottery?
Yeah. The lottery is the best example, I think, of somebody that isn't prepared, doesn't have the ability, doesn't have the conditions. And so you see these. And this can happen for, I think, people that don't have the ability to get lucky, and then they fall back into the poverty, or they end up in the same place.
Yes.
Like they fall back because they weren't deserving. Maybe, I don't know if that's the word, but the conditions weren't there for them to actually ride it and, you know, get to the next level and to the next level and to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you might think that once you get lucky, that's it. You've made it. And you find out that no, like, you know, life comes and bites you in the ass again.
Absolutely. You know, I was trying to find a picture of this and I can't find it, but it was one of my favorite shirts I had, and I finally got rid of it. I'll try to. I don't know. It doesn't matter if I find it, but it was a. Oh, here it is. It was a shirt from this company called Woot. I don't know if you're familiar with Woot.
No.
Yeah, I found it. You know Woot?
No.
Oh, you don't? So Woot is it's a daily shirt website, right? And my favorite shirt from it is it's like artwork that's made by the community. It's actually really, really, really cool. And this shirt was made a long time ago. Oh, I can't find it anymore. But it said "Make your own luck," and it had a 4-leaf clover on it. and then some it had the 3-leaf clover, and then it had some Scotch tape, some clear tape next to it, and they're taping on the fourth
Love it.
leaf and making it. And I'm like, I freaking love that. You can hack your own luck. You can increase. I've heard this term on one of my favorite podcasts, My First Million. You can increase the surface area of luck.
Yeah.
By being in the game, by being open to it. We've talked about serendipity on this podcast as well. Yeah. I mean, if I think about the quote unquote things that have happened this week that feel like, blessings or luck, the reality is one of them goes back to a relationship all the way back to 2008. And I've proven myself for the past decade and a half to that human. The other one to 2019. And I've been doing this for a decade. I've been sitting in this chair for a decade, this chair in it for a decade. Like, that ain't lucky. That's increasing the surface area of luck. That's like we were talking about at bats, I'm gonna keep missing some. Like,
but you have
similar type of thing.
There is this reticular activating system, that you are in the game. You are looking for it. You know what you want. You know what your goals are.
Yep.
You're hungry and you're trying to create it. So when luck passes you by, you can actually identify it. You can actually say, like, this is an opportunity. So I like the quote, luck dances with the ones on the dance floor, like with the ones that are on the dance floor. Luck dances
I like
with the
that.
ones on the dance floor. If you're not on the dance floor, luck's not gonna dance with you. But even Naval Ravikant in his book, in the book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, he talks about luck. And luck is, he says it like this: an explorer, a treasure hunter, a world-renowned treasure hunter who discovers there's a treasure at the bottom of the ocean, who needs the best freaking diver, explorer possible to be able to retrieve the treasure, and they get together, and so they both get lucky. Like, the diver is like, somebody comes up and says, I got this treasure that we need to go find. So that diver has just been doing his passion. The diver has just been doing what he loves and following his intuition and whatever he wants, and then he gets lucky. So it's those two things meeting. There's probably a lot of synchronicity.
I don't know if you can see this.
That is a great image.
There is. Can you see it? Yeah. I'm actually going to order a new one. The reason I got rid of the old one is because I've lost some weight and I had like an extra large or whatever. And so I was like, wow, get rid of it and donated it. But I'm going to order a new one because it's cool because we can kind of impact luck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can increase the odds of good fortune impacting you as well as bad. You look like you want to say something.
The Haktua girl.
Haktua.
The Haktua girl. I think I've gotten the impression that she's pretty smart. That she's smarter than we think, the way she's riding this wave and how she's capitalizing on it and how she has a clear perspective of that she got lucky. She got incredibly lucky. It was a ridiculous, very small moment. Wasn't even, I think it was Dan Martell that said also, like, we are all one idea, one thing away from stardom, from things blowing up.
Yeah.
It happens through luck. But it doesn't happen to everybody, so you can't force it. You can't make it happen.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the game, it's not going to happen.
Right. And that's the thing I think I've realized over the years, and particularly as I look back, I don't know, kind of midway through life like you, and I do a lot of looking back and reflecting. And there's some things that's like, man, if I wouldn't have stopped at this gas station and met this person, or boom, 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 like my entire life would have a different trajectory, And it's like, you think about those luck things, right? Or even my wife, my wife and I, we met on eHarmony before it was socially acceptable to meet people online in 2007. Okay. We didn't have mobile responsive phones.
Yeah.
I guess we did. We had the iPhone. It just came out though. And I'm like, there's so much luck in us finding each other on that platform and our profiles and all those things. And then I'm looking at my children last night after being on the road for a while, and I'm like, if we wouldn't have matched up on eHarmony, you wouldn't be here right now, kiddos. You wouldn't exist. Talk about luck.
Well, if we talk about that, bad luck, my wife's car accident where her boyfriend died and being in the hospital, we met in the hospital. And my bad luck of getting into an accident. So I guess this brings us back to that story of the guy, the Chinese farmer who has a horse and the horse runs away and the neighbor says, "Oh, that's bad luck." And the Chinese farmer says, "Oh, we'll see." And then the horse comes back and it actually brings like 10 stallions or 10 wild horses with it. Mm-hmm. And the neighbor comes and says, "Oh, that's good luck." And the guy's like, "Oh, we'll see." And then one of the stallions kicks his son and breaks his leg. Neighbor comes back and obviously says, "Oh, it's bad luck." And the guy still says, "We'll see." And then the army is going to war and they're going through all the villages, getting all the the unwilling but able soldiers to go fight the war. And his son has his broken leg. So they can't take him off to war. So that's a pretty fascinating story of interpreting, is this bad luck or good luck? Well, we'll see.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, man. I mean, the universe is this complex place, and there's so many things that we can't see. And when these things happen, you typically don't know they're lucky until you have the benefit of hindsight later on. Yeah. Like the big ones. Some small one, hey, if I'm walking down the street and I find a $20 bill that is blowing down the road, okay, that was kind of instant little thing. Not super impactful to your life, right? It's like, oh, I found $20. Cool.
Let's separate two things, luck and opportunity. Mm-hmm. Let's call luck. Ooh. Like luck is just something that happens and you get lucky. Opportunity. Yep. So I knew I wanted to stop depending on the economics of my local region. Mm-hmm. And I had already set myself on, I need to create, I need to be able to make money from US-based clients, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I was luckily invited to talk at a digital marketing company. I went in as their Friday speaker. I just went in as a speaker.
Yep.
But I saw the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And as I capitalized on that opportunity, I was always aware of the end game. I was always aware of, I'm building a bridge here. I'm building a network, and I'm building my own network, and I need to build these relationships. But I got lucky to have been invited to this company and then the opportunity to come in and work there for 3 years. But then I saw the opportunity. I was one step ahead in my own strategy, in my own development. And not everybody's like that. Not everybody's one step ahead. Somebody might have gotten the job and not seen that, wait a minute, this job can lead to a big network and whatever comes after.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's where being aware, so many people just, I like to say, just kind of glide through life and don't really, I don't know, it's not intentional. It's not intentional, I guess I would say that. And you and I are aligned. I mean, even this company, I mean, this company is a vessel. It's a vessel to go to do great things with great people and in support of great people, right? Nothing's forever. And I'm the founder. Nothing's forever. Acutely aware of the fact that good luck or bad luck may impact, like, for example, when I exit this business, maybe not on my own terms. There's statistically a 50% chance that one of the 5 Ds will impact every business owner: death, disability, disagreement, divorce, and I forgot what the other one was. Doesn't matter, right? Yeah. My point is 50% chance that bad luck, those are all not good things. Those are all bad. I would consider all those in the bad camp.
Well, some would say divorce is the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, maybe, right? My point is, dude, when I got those statistics from when I was going through my education at the Exit Planning Institute, I was like, Oh my gosh. Like that's a big number. One and two. Line up every business owner. You're going to be impacted by one of those two. Chances are one of those two is going to take you out of your business before you're ready.
I was just watching this movie, The Banker.
Oh yeah? I haven't heard of that.
Two black men who want to start their own bank. Like it's a great movie. This guy's from Texas in 1955, 1960s. I mean, there's still segregation and so he wants to create his own.
Samuel Jackson's in it. I got to watch if Samuel Jackson's in it.
You got to watch because the guy moves to California, partners with an Irish guy to start buying real estate, but the Irish guy is the one who signs, and they start buying a whole bunch of real estate in California, but the Irish guy is the one who signs. And after a while, the Irish guy dies. He has a heart attack. Nothing was ever on paper, and the Irish guy's wife was racist and is like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Bad luck. But then that leads him to do some other stuff. But if you look at these, like I love watching the movies that define this. I love watching documentaries about success and how much luck
me too.
actually has to do with it. Because I do believe we can increase the surface area. We can, for example, networking. I know that I want to continue building my Spanish audience and my cohort here in Nicaragua and around the region. And somebody called me and they invited me to a talk that this kid's going to give today. He won in the Paralympics for Nicaragua. He won a medal for the Paralympics.
Cool.
He does talks. I didn't consider going, but they invited me, and part is like, okay, I'm going to go and see if something happens. See who's there, connect, and create my luck.
Yep.
And some people don't.
There you go.
They don't do that. So yeah.
I had something like that happen today. I'm going to tell a pretty interesting story about serendipity. There's really not a luck aspect out of this besides the fact that I met a new friend. So I just needed to walk today. I just like 5-minute walk, just go for a walk outside. I do it all the time. It's really hot out. I'm wearing black jeans. I'm like a couple doors up from our office. And this nice older lady just starts kind of migrating over to me. I'm getting ready to pass her and I could tell she wanted to talk to me. And I'm like, hey, how can I help you? And she was looking for the pharmacy, CVS. And she had just moved into a retirement home here in our community called John Knox Village. And I said, oh, so you're looking for a new pharmacy to establish a relationship with? And she said, yes. And I said, well, I've been going to CVS's in Lee Summit for 14 of the past 15 years. And let me tell you something. They're miserable. For the past year, I've been at Walgreens, and it's been delightful. So if you're looking for a pharmacy, I would highly recommend that you select Walgreens. And she's like, well, can you tell me how to get there? I said, yeah, let's come into my office. I'll draw you a map. Because she was like older, right? So I'm sitting there drawing her a map and we're talking and everything. And then she says something about being a fast talker. And I said, why are you a fast talker? She says, I'm an auctioneer. And I said, you better have a seat. And said, you better have a seat. We're going to have a conversation and your mind's going to be blown. I said, would you believe the gentleman sitting across from the table from you has 50 awards from USA Today and the National Auctioneers Association for being one of the most prolific auction marketers on the planet? And she just looks at me and I'm like, I have so many auctioneer friends. I had dinner with one of them 48 hours ago in Dallas. And all of a sudden we start communicating and we're like in the same world she's a retired auctioneer, owned an auction house. I served the auction industry for 8 years. I probably have hundreds of auctioneer friends. I've contributed to the industry. And I'm like, there wasn't any luck. There wasn't anything that came out of it besides the fact that I was able to help somebody. But it was this thing that, if we wouldn't have dug a little bit deeper, right? Increase that surface area, I could have just said, hey, here's CVS down here. It's up here on your left, right? Have a good day.
So the question that comes up to me, it's like, is there a difference between luck, opportunity, and synchronicity?
I don't know. I feel like
the same thing? They're probably subtle different.
No, they're not the same. Today was synchronicity because there's no luck, right? It's like, all right, there's not going to be a net. There's a luck for her, in my opinion. I actually saved her a ton of anguish. She got very lucky because the recommendation I provided to her is absolutely going to make her life better.
So
that'll probably be her pharmacy for the rest of her life, right?
Yeah. So when we talk about
that was lucky for her, but for me it was synchronicity because it gave me joy. It was like this cool thing that I'm like, hey, some of my body of work keeps coming up this week, even though that's something I haven't done for a decade now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so synchronicity, we talked about it being, a reaffirmation of the universe. You're in the right path. You're in the right. Everything's just, to me, I get a sense of everything's perfect. You're okay. Mm-hmm. Everything's okay. Yep. It's a sense when you have an experience of synchronicity. Luck is something that's gonna really help you on your path to get towards that goal that you're trying to achieve, or beyond that goal, like something you didn't even imagine. So I tell people sometimes I'm trying to make this happen, and since I am trying to make this happen, this actually happens. And what actually happens is actually a lot cooler than what I was trying to make happen. So
right.
But they're connected. Yeah. The fact that I'm here doing the work made this happen. It wasn't what I was planning. It wasn't what I was actually make happen. So I do believe to create your own luck and to identify opportunities, you have to have clarity you have to have a vision. You have to have a goal. You have to know where you're going. You have to be ambitious. Check this out. Cool story yet. Another cool story. I needed to buy some flip-flops. I needed to go change my flip-flops. Because my flip-flops in Latin America, these are thrown at you a lot.
As an insult, right?
Your mom throws these at you.
Oh, your mom will throw It's a weapon?
It's a weapon. It's a disciplinary tool for moms. The flip-flop.
Got it.
So I went to the store, small store, in this little plaza, and I'd already talked to the owner before. It's like a little surfer clothing store, and he told me, I was like, oh, what's the cost? He's like, it costs this much, but since you're really cool, I'm going to give it to you for this much. I'm like, thanks. And then I started telling him, is this yours? Is this your store? I started asking about the store. Me, my girlfriend, XYZ, he's telling me to transfer him money, but it's not his name. And I'm like, who's this? He's like, that's my girlfriend. He's like, she receives all you better behave if she's receiving all your cash.
No kidding.
So we're talking, and then I'm telling him about my program. I help people who are monetizing their passion, continue growing, etc. And he's talking, I tell him the price, and it's a little bit above his price range. He can't do it. So I'm like, do you at least read it? Do you at least read? He's like, oh yeah, I read all the time. I have a book collection in the back. Do you want to see it? So I'm like, yeah, I want to see it. So we go out in the back, and he's got Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's got the wealthiest man in the world, the richest man in the world. I don't know what that book's called.
In Babylon.
Yeah. He's got
the richest man who ever lived.
Yeah. He's got that book. He's got Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's got books on money. This guy comes from poverty. Okay, just FYI, he's coming from poverty, and now he's got his own business, and he's reading about marketing, and he's reading. He had Atomic Habits. He had Atomic Habits. He had all the right books.
He's a little achiever. He's a baller.
I look at him like, you're fucking hungry, aren't you? He's like, yeah. And long story short, I'm like, you know what? Dude, I'll give you half a scholarship to my program. If you could pay half of it, you're in.
Yeah.
And the guy paid for it.
I want hungry people. I want hungry people.
You deserve it. Like, you deserve like, I can't just give it to you. But I'm willing to make it, just enough so you can make it happen. You already said that. He's in.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to talk to you.
Win for you. Win for. That's so cool. Was that the store I saw on maybe one of your Instagram stories or whatever recently? Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was like, it looks like type of place. Yeah, it's type of place I'd shop.
I'd take a picture of the books too.
Oh, did you? I missed that.
Now that I am doing this program, I'm starting to think, should I start buying into these companies, into these projects here at a small, no.
Stay in your lane. Don't complicate your life like I have.
You're right.
Trust me.
You're right.
It gets ugly. It gets really ugly.
We'll see. I love complicating things too.
I love taking brand logos off of my walls now at this point. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
The less the better. Oh my gosh. But that's up to you.
Again, I mean, if you look at success stories, there's always a moment
Yeah.
of luck.
Yeah.
There's always a moment
Yeah.
that isn't what's this the quarterback guy Brady, Tom Brady, wasn't his like, didn't he get lucky because the guy got hurt?
Absolutely. Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it was, if somebody wouldn't have got hurt, it wouldn't have been his time.
Yeah, he would have been on the bench.
You know, you can look at one of our presidential candidates had an assassination attempt, turned his ear and just
Got lucky.
raised it. Like, got lucky.
You got your other presidential candidate. The guy came out of the race because he can't compete. She got lucky.
She got lucky.
He got lucky. She's
Everybody's so lucky. It's so
there
lucky.
pure luck.
Pure luck.
Pure freaking luck, bro.
Oh my God.
Luck is a beauty, but you got to be in the game. That's
is.
the truth. I love this.
I want to talk about the antagonist, because the antagonist being the opposite.
You're going to drain
talk
my
about
energy,
bad luck
man.
real quick.
You're going to drain my energy.
I'm not going to drain your energy. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to talk about two things. Okay. First of all, as a white male who was born in the United States of America, I hit the lottery in terms of luck. I could have just as equally been an impoverished kid in Chad, Africa, right? In some rural village who didn't have my basic food. Like, we have to acknowledge that just from our beginning, from our existence in the beginning, that sometimes based on who our parents were and where they brought us into this world, like that really dramatically impacts things.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to acknowledge that, because we may have people listening that are like, well, who are these assholes? You know, I'm struggling and I'm in the Ukraine and I'm getting bombed right now, right? Because Russia's or whatever. We have international listeners, so I want to acknowledge that luck can play a huge part, even going back to like the basics as who we are as humans. But I want to talk about a period in life where I felt like the Oldham family did have some gray, rainy clouds over our family. It was around the time that our daughter was born. So she's 10. So about a decade ago, about the time I was starting this company and whatnot, my wife had multiple heart surgeries. I thought she was going to die twice because she was in cardiac ICU, in her intensive care unit. Her dad died. Like, all these things happened that were really heavy for our family, and it felt like it felt like also outsiders were noticing. People that coworkers, all these things are like, we can't believe how much bad luck is happening to your family during this, let's say maybe a 2 or 3 year period. I mean, it's heavy, right? And I still reflect on that period, because every time things that are going really, really well, I go back and I remember that things that are out of our control. None of those things were things that we wanted in our lives. They were all 100% medical related, right? Medical things, a lot of times we can't control, whether it happens to our loved ones or us. That we're all just one phone call, email away from potentially things changing in your luck, getting knocked off that wave, right? And that's where, like, we talk about this window of tolerance. I don't know if you noticed. I mean, maybe I was a little bit at the beginning, but had I had the week that I'm having right now, maybe a year ago, I would have been, or let's say 3 years ago, doing backflips very, very high. I'm like, no, I'm going to be reserved here, because I'm going to be thankful for the opportunities that are afforded to us. I'm going to celebrate for about 30 seconds with my team, right? And then get back to work, because we have things that we need to do for people. And I think what I would like to close with today, and the thing I would like to leave everybody with, is, first of all, a lot of things aren't chosen, or a lot of things are chosen for us. And the biggest one is where we're born, our nationality, our circumstances, our family, and all those things, right? You can't change that. But if you're born into an unlucky family, or a family that doesn't have resources, or maybe your family doesn't love you, right? And you feel like you're alone, there's other places that you can go to kind of fill that metaphorical hole in the soul, which used to be the name of our podcast. And then number 2 is that bad luck and good luck, much like happiness and sadness and grief, coexist. I believe that the polarity, right? Bad luck and good luck and all these things, they both have to play. They both have to be present in our lives. so that we appreciate the good when it happens.
Yeah.
And we remember the dark times, and you're like, you know what? I had a lot of things happen to me that I didn't want to happen. And therefore, it makes you appreciate when things are going well and you catch that great wave, you know?
Yeah.
Not all waves last forever. They don't last forever. No wave lasts forever.
It's interesting that dichotomy you mentioned, because I just had a client who went on vacation and there was a storm and a hurricane and ruined their vacation, but she works with roofers, and it's like, this is actually an opportunity for business for a lot of people. And some people's businesses are hurting, but some other people are actually going to benefit from this. And so someone's good luck is another person's bad luck. And there could be a dichotomy there all the time. So, yeah, staying even keel, level-headed, feet on the ground when things are hard and when things are good.
Yep.
Just staying leveled, man. Humble.
Yeah.
Grateful.
Stay level. Stay level. Stay humble. Be grateful. Yep.
You always grow your soul.
Always grow your soul.
Yeah.
And never sell it. Never sell it. Make sure you never sell your soul. Any other things we want to leave people with?
No, I think that's it. Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're now going to talk about our sponsor, VUCAFit.com, where you can go get free resources. We're not going to talk about that. We're just going to say, good luck. Have a phenomenal week and be well.